One, it's me, Julie O'Connell. I'm going to talk to you about child development. Child development is based in scientific fact and the stages of development in children and academic studies. The core concepts of child development will compare Scientology to a normal childhood's upbringing. Does Scientology's policies and practices align with modern-day understanding of how a child grows? Or is it inherently different from normal child upbringing in Scientology? The attachment theory was created by John Bowlby, a British psychiatrist, studied children separately from parents during World War II. His observations stated that kids need more than food and rules. Children need safety, comfort, and reliable connection. Love is absolutely a developmental need. Attachments form through everyday situations and moments. Simply put, children seek comfort in times of need. And of times of stress. And they also need to be soothed by a human bond, like having a human connection. When caregivers or parents show up in times of stress or upset in a small child's life, they will learn they are saved. The nervous system learns that they will be safe when caregivers are around, or like when their parents are around. And when their parents are around, they have a mutual bond. It's like when a child is born, that mother knows that they are bonding with their child. Attachment, however, are not perfect. Parents, when healthy systems are threatened by relationships, issues, and emotional needs, or discouraged, age-appropriate behaviors and healthy attachment is then disrupted. Our bodies learn rules and it shapes how we bond. However, in Scientology, they believe children are big beings in little bodies. They're considered body thetans. And David Miscavige has a huge fear of children body thetans. Children arrived as spiritual beings who have many past lives, and body and family members are viewed as temporary. Scientology children are visiting souls entrusted into our care while on earth. Family holds little or no value. This is absolutely true. When you are going up the bridge to total freedom, your family has no value. You have to put aside your family in order to go up that bridge to total freedom, which I call the bridge to total bankruptcy. In the higher upper OT levels, family is seen as a hindrance into spiritual gains. Scientologists believe that in implant stations designed to trap humans. This is furthest from the truth. This does not really happen in real life. There are no implant stations. You can believe whatever religion you want to believe in real world situations. But Scientology does not encourage a nourishing human bond relationship with a child. A child is considered a big being in a little body. They are considered to be all-knowing and will remember their past lives and remember what they did as a Scientologist that in their past life. So this sense of hindrance to a child development knows that their family is temporary. Also, when you are Christian, you believe that there is a heaven. In Scientology, they don't believe in a heaven. They actually believe that Jesus Christ was a pedophile, that he had sexual relations with young boys. This is not true. And there is a component with that Scientology leader, LRH, and Aleister Crowley and Jack Parsons, they belonged to a satanic cult that was trying to bring on the end of the world and bring on the Antichrist and the Whore of Babylon. Scientology, they don't believe in Jesus or heaven. In this outside world, we believe in a heaven in order to see our family again. Family in Scientology is a revolving door of spirits coming and going like strangers. All members are under threat of disconnection. In Kelly Copter's case, she was declared a suppressive person at the age of 6. This is why Scientology needs to lose its tax-exempt status. This is why Scientology is so harmful to children. This is why Scientology is a human trafficking cult. They also hold on to people's passports so they can't go back to their host nation if they wanted to. This is why it's important to get all the information out there on Scientology and to choose what you want to hear about Scientology and what you don't. Scientology, for me, is a human trafficking cult. They have trafficked children from state to state and country to country. We saw that in Miriam Francis's case. We've seen that in other cases, like the James LaBarber case. If you choose to go against Scientology, the unconditional love that you had with the group of Scientology will no longer exist. Scientology uses emotional control. Emotions are considered through core directives such as tone scale and RC triangle, and the communication cycles through Dianetics. In Scientology, they don't believe in love. Love is not an emotion on their tone scale. For me, as a human being, I love unconditionally, and I love hard, and I love fast, and it's the truth. I mean, for me, I find that friendship is patient, kind, and loving, and they uplift you in every aspect of the word. Like, they uplift you. If you are having a bad day, they try to uplift you. That is what a friend is to me. It's not somebody who stabs somebody else in the back or attacks you because you have made videos about Nora, who has done a fair game tactic against Aaron Smith-Levin. These are the earliest scriptures of Scientology's childhood practices. They are memorized and studied over and over again. Love is not considered as an emotion in Scientology. Scientology leaves a barrier for real love, support, healthy attachments in children. When you sign your child up for services, you are subjecting them into indoctrination. And this is true. This is why Scientology is a high control group. They indoctrinate their members to think that the outside world is not okay, that the outside world practices are not okay. And they have a strong belief that psychiatrists are bad, that psychologists are bad, that all of these things are bad. And one other thing I want to talk to you about is Pat Bondi. Pat Bondi has aligned herself with Scientology's practices about human trafficking. She has aligned herself with Scientology's agenda. Same with Erica Kirk. Same with Trump. He is supporting what Pat Bondi is doing, not going after a high control group in our own country that traffics children from state to state and country to country. The Epstein victims deserve justice, and they deserve not to have their addresses and phone numbers and area codes doxed. This happened when the DOJ released all those documents. It re-traumatized those victims over again. And we are learning that high control groups cover up crimes like Scientology. They cover up child SA. They cover up adult SA. And they cover up so many crimes. There was one case that was linked to Leah Remini where they tried to frame her for the death of a Sea Org member. And it was furthest from the truth. Leah Remini had nothing to do with that. The reason why there's such a hostile stance on Scientology is all the crimes that they have committed. All the RICO violations that they have committed. And they have committed many RICO violations. Like racketeering. Like the conspiracy to commit fraud when they were outed during Operation Snow White. During Operation Snow White, there was 5,000 members that were used to infiltrate all types of the government. The FBI, the CIA, the Food and Drug Administration, newspapers, and other organizations within our country, including the IRS. This is how Scientology got their tax-exempt status in 1993. Is because they filed so many lawsuits against individual members of the IRS in order to get their tax-exempt status. This should have been illegal. It's considered racketeering and blackmail. This should be considered as a crime. And this is why Scientology needs to lose their tax-exempt status today. We can't wait any longer. Scientology has these operations, and I will talk to you more about these operations on a later date, because I want to do some research on those, because there's like 30 of them that were done during Operation Snow White. Thank you and have a beautiful night. Take time for your family and friends. Support the people you want to love. Do not send anybody hate. That's not what my channel is about. Have a wonderful evening. We just survived one of the worst storms of the century. My mom's road is still cut off because there are trees that are still down. She was supposed to go up to a doctor's appointment tomorrow, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get out. I mean, there's still trees coming down, and the weight of the snow is very heavy. Here in Long Neck, I'm going to update you. We actually got 21 inches instead of 19.3. This was a historic storm. Where I used to live in Rhode Island, they got 33 inches of snow. So that town is really struggling. We live pretty close to Providence and Barrington, Rhode Island. So it's bad. It's bad up in Rhode Island. They had some of the highest snowfall rates, them in Plymouth, Massachusetts. And the people on Cape Cod, please say a prayer for them, because there's 200,000 people without power. Just be mindful in your everyday life. Support the people you want to love and create meaningful bonds. Create meaningful friendships instead of people who rob your energy. Thank you and have a beautiful night. Take time for your family and friends. Do the things you love. Support the people you want to love. Thank you and have a great night.